Hi, I'm Michael, and I'm happy to tell you about our 11-day trip to Baracoa, including a few days in Havana, that's being held at the end of March 2011. I'm very happy that we're going back to Baracoa. About 3 or 4 years ago, we had a bus trip to the eastern part of Cuba, and I'd heard about Baracoa because most of the travel books about Cuba say Baracoa is a very special place and a very beautiful place. And after just a couple of days there, I wanted to go back, and I thought 2011 would be a good year to go because it's its 500th anniversary as a city, making it the second oldest post-colonial town in all of the Americas. And what a great excuse to plan a trip to go back. Here's the thing about Baracoa. It's similar to Cuba in some ways. It's a Cuban city. It has a lot of Cubans in it, but it has its own distinct history. That makes it different from Cuba. It also grows different things than the rest of Cuba, like chocolate and coconut, and its cuisine has also been influenced by the food that they grow in that area. It's also been cut off from Cuba until about 25, 30 years ago when the first highways went through, because it's between the mountains and the sea. And because of that, it's grown to have a kind of distinctive flavor, distinctive culture, distinctive music, as well as just beautiful places to visit. Okay, so a few things about this trip which I think will make it very special. First, we're trying to balance both the chance to see the very many interesting things about Baracoa with a chance just to relax and, be around the sunshine and the beach and a pool at the end of March. And to that end, we're staying at the Hotel Porto Santo, which is really the nicest little hotel in all of Baracoa because of its setting about a half-mile outside of the city. It's a lovely pool area, it's a little beach, and it's really a perfect place to stay and relax and kind of get away from it all. And when we're not getting away from it all, we're going to be visiting and seeing a lot of Baracoa and the area, and the full itinerary is on our website. What's going to make it special, too, is that Alejandro Hartmann will be with us and helping to organize the whole trip. And Mr. Hartmann comes from a family that immigrated to Baracoa in 1837 from the States after coming to the States from Germany. And he loves Baracoa. Everyone knows him, and he has all the connections in the world, and he loves sharing his Baracoa with everyone. Let me tell you about some of the highlights of our upcoming trip. One will be a visit to a village in the mountains outside of Baracoa. And in this village, there are a group of people with native ancestry who've kept some of the traditions and some of the foods, music, and dance. And they will be providing us with a wonderful meal. It will be a buffet of a lot of interesting foods. We had it the last time we were there, and it was certainly a highlight of our time in Baracoa. They'll also play some music. They'll show us some of their dance, the distinctly Baracoa style. And they'll also invite us to join in if we want. Another highlight will be Mr. Hartmann leading us on a walking tour of the city of Baracoa. It's a small city with a lot of history, including the spot where Columbus landed. And people know he landed there because of a mountain in the back of behind Baracoa, which he described in some diaries. We'll also be visiting a farm that grows chocolate, and the chocolate factory that Che Guevara kind of opened up years ago. So those are just a few of the things we're going to be doing, and it's again going to be a nice balance between going off and doing things and just relaxing at our hotel. Every night we'll go to a different restaurant in Baracoa, and I think it's going to be just the right combination for this kind of trip. So one other thing I'd like to tell you about this 11-day trip is that we'll be spending several days in Havana. We'll be landing there and also leaving from there. And in Havana, you'll have a chance to go on a walking tour of Old Havana to learn about this very interesting place, its history, its culture, its architecture. Every year it gets more restored, and it's well worth visiting. And leading the tour will be Roberto, who is an expert on the area, has led many walking tours before. We'll also spend time in other parts of Havana because we'll have our own bus. We'll drive around, visit some other spots. We'll be going to some very special restaurants as well if you'd like to join. Or if you want to wander Havana on your own, visit museums, there's lots of things to do. The last thing I want to say is, in the past, our groups have been a combination of people who've come on their own and people who've come with partners, spouses, significant others. And everyone seems to have a good time. The group gets to know each other pretty quickly. And with the support of Rita and Roberto with us the whole time, the whole trip becomes fun and a learning experience. If you have any questions about the trip, if you'd like to learn more, check our website out, give us a call, write a note, and maybe you'll join us. Thanks a lot.